guys! Laura here with Novice Garden. Welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be chatting about Amaryllis aftercare today, and you might be like me and have enjoyed beautiful Amaryllis blooms all through the winter. But now that we're starting to get into the spring, they're starting to look a little bit tired and in need of some care. So what I'm going to do is chat a little bit about pruning them, and then also the aftercare that they need to over summer them so that we can enjoy their blooms again this coming winter. So you might remember I put this arrangement together in one of my first videos, I think it was. I had a bulb arrangement and I've enjoyed that all through the winter. We're starting to come to the end now. As you can see, the Amaryllis, although it does still have a couple, like this bloom here still looks really good. Overall, it's starting to look a bit tired now. The blooms are ready to be pruned off. And then the one that I've got next to it here, it's completely come to the end of its bloom time. So what we're going to do is prune that one down and deadhead this one, and then I'll chat a little bit about how to over summer them and how to look after them. Let's get to it. So for this project, I've got my small secateurs and a watering can, and that's all you'll need, and obviously some spent looking Amaryllis blooms. So all I'm going to do first of all is just deadhead some of these blooms that if you come a bit closer you'll be able to see. So obviously you can see we've got this bloom here which still looks really good, but it's just surrounded by these ones here that have come to the end of their life. So I'm going to go in and just taking my secateurs, just deadhead them back and off like that, and then I'll just pop these down at the side. Anything that looks a bit bedraggled as well, I'll just come in and trim that off. Okay, so we are left with a little bit more of a lonely looking bloom, but that just tidies this one up so that we can enjoy this final bloom just for the last few days before it goes over as well. And if you come in closer and have a look at this next one that I have here, you can see that the Amaryllis have come, this one here has completely stopped blooming now, and it's starting to look a bit like it's sort of dying off. So I'm actually going to come in and just cut that right back down to the base, just like that. There we go. And once this one has also finished blooming, I'll come down and follow the flower stalk right the way down, and I'll cut that back down to the base as well. But I'll leave all the leaves on the plant.
Okay, pun.
So you can see that I've deadheaded and pruned my Amaryllis, so they're just looking a little bit neater, a bit barer, but a bit neater as well. So in terms of aftercare now, what we're going to do is allow this to finish blooming, then trim that off, and as I said, I'll come in and I'll cut the flower stalk right the way down to the base as I did with the other one here. And for over summering the Amaryllis bulbs so that we get blooms again next winter, what I'll do is I will film a more detailed video when it comes to later in the season, but for now what you want to do is leave the leaves on the plant. This one doesn't actually have any leaves, but I'll still treat this one the same, and you want to make sure that you are watering and feeding the bulbs about once a week in their pots until all danger of frost has passed from outside. Then once you're past your last frost date and the temperatures have warmed up outside, you can actually take the bulbs and plant them outside into your outdoor space, or you can put them into a greenhouse if you'd prefer. And that way the leaves are going to just soak up all the energy from the sun and help to feed the bulbs so that this winter we can put them into a dormancy period somewhere dark, bring them back out and get repeat blooms in the winter. But as I said, I'll film a later video really kind of talking about how we'll do that dormancy period further down in the season. So for now, keep them nicely pruned, leave the leaves on, remember to feed and water every week or so, and then when all danger of frost is past outside, plant them out into your garden or greenhouse, and that's all you need to do with them for the summer. You can actually treat amaryllis bulbs like an annual and just throw them away after they've finished blooming, but I actually think it's quite wasteful to do that, and some amaryllis blooms are really expensive. These ones were really inexpensive. I don't know if you remember, but I got them for a bargain price because it was really late in the season. But some amaryllis blooms can be upwards of £20. So if you can, it's always best to try and keep them going for as long as possible. So that's all. As you can see, it's really simple, and I hope you'll follow along and try to keep your amaryllis bulbs too. If you do, just keep me up to date with what you're doing. Leave a comment below. I like to hear from other gardeners, and it's always great to get other tips as well if you guys are finding that you have anything to share. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!